If someone is standing on 26 years experience as a doctor, I think I know what I'm saying by insisting that if we're going to have African traditional medicine the way we want to have it, every traditional medicine practitioner should have as a foundation medical school training. I am not bringing down my society, neither am I bringing down my profession, but I am not here going to bring down brilliancy, success, and the truth, so that I can now find the embers of failure and mediocrity. We have a lot of quacks even in my own profession now. So a medical school training, sir, must be given to anybody that wants to handle the life of any human being. Now, if you want to experiment on yourself, fine. There's no problem with that. You can be an alien on your own. But for you to have that license, because it's a license, it's an oath, the Hippocratic oath. If I make just one mistake that I cannot put on a dot, I'm going to kill that person. Nobody in this world can bring back a life. So I'm very sensitive to that prototype, that anybody who is going to touch a human being's life must have that basic medical school training. And the second reason is that, you see, when you now pull all these African resources back into trying to westernize it, you find that in a way you are going to reduce quackery. In a way, you are now going to twist up the medical school system, because you see, there are more lights now on it. There are more floodlights. So it's not like anybody will now be pushed into med school.
I also believe that if we can get influencers like Dr. Clara, teachers in the university, in the medical schools, to buy into alternative medicine, that's what's it called now? African traditional medicine, they'll be able to teach it. And of course, you know, the African society will believe in, my doctor said, my lawyer said. We don't go beyond that. So once the doctors know about it and they preach it, then there will be immediate growth. Let us focus on these key influencers first before we think about society. Talking about government, talking about politicians is going to be a long run. Let us go to the triggers. For this purpose, I am going to look at the medical schools, the likes of Dr. Clara and the others.
Director General, Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, Sam Etatuve, said that the knowledge of herbal medicine is abundant on the continent. He said training for the discipline, however, needs to be modernized and evolved for continuity and sustainability.
It is given. Traditional medicine knowledge is abundant in Africa, and that has kept this continent going. If not, when Mongo Park and his group came, I don't think they would have met anybody. So when we are talking about training, they've also evolved training over the years, by oral, by practice, and other methods of training. So what we are talking about now is issues of how do we modernize that training, because most of the people that had this training, they are getting older and they are dying and going down with their knowledge.
Professor Francis Ogbemi of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, speaking on the role of science and technology education and research in sustainable development in Africa, challenges and possibilities, gave an analysis of its impact on the economy.
So science is the knowledge of nature. Technology is the application of this knowledge to solving problems. Yes, we need it, but not in this present circumstance where people do not believe that we need it. So the challenges are many as to how we acquire science and the technology. The environment will not support it. You get yes. For example, today, you have mass unemployment. 300,000 graduates finish from Nigerian University in the year. Not 5% enter the economy. So, and the issue we are talking about is a matter of knowledge flow. When you acquire, there are those who will tell you that universities are talking only theory, because those who don't understand will say that you cannot be talking of vehicles, various engines, spacecraft, when you don't have theory. No. The mechanic will not give us car tomorrow. Now, the old time is past when people say education, education, because nations are now living in poverty and mass unemployment if you have only education. Latin America had Western education the 16th century to the present day. If anybody tells you that one nation is doing well in Latin America, is joking. They are still poor. They have not gone far in industrialization. But I look at a little illustration. You have a car you buy today. I want to test whether that issue of capital is true. And I say it's VO. The value of that car any other time is VT. And I write what I call inequalities. Is VO equal to VT? It is not. VO is greater than VT. Reason is that the car you bought is depreciating in value. That tells you that no matter what you invest in infrastructure, you are wasting your time. It will never be a basis of life in this nation. It can only be like the man who is filling water into a profusely leaking drum. Profusely leaking drum, you are pouring water in. When do you fill it?
Professor Gloria Elemo, Director General of the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, FIIRO, focused on technology transfer and development in Nigeria, the role and experience of FIIRO in handling technology transfer for national development.
That it is not as if Nigeria is most unconscious of the fact that we need to be an industrialized nation. It is an irony of life that Nigeria, with all its resources, both human and financial, is still referred to as a third world country. So what is the basis of classification of nations? Nations are classified as industrialized or belonging to the Committee of Nations depending on the level of their industrialization, which is directly related to your level of technology and research and development. And it must be indigenous. That is, you must be able to use your own technology before you can talk in terms of industrialization. Nobody will give you their own technology 100% to use. And what we have been doing in Nigeria is that we have been buying technology. We have not used our own technology. And it is not as if we don't have technology in Nigeria. It's not as if the universities are not doing research, nor the research institutes. But we have not been able to translate the results of our research to technology and commercialization. Nigeria, realizing this issue, actually commissioned the Bank of Reconstruction then, that has transformed into World Bank today, to find out why Nigeria was not an industrialized nation. Why was Nigeria still classified as a third world country? And the result of that survey, way back in 1953, was that there was need for us to have a direction, because most of our research results lying on the shelves in the universities and some research institutes that were in existence were very, very diffuse and uncoordinated. And until we are able to pull all these researches together, Nigeria will remain an underdeveloped nation. The result of that research resulted in the establishment of the Federal Institute of Industrial Research in 1956. Oil and gas was not exploited in Nigeria. By the 60s, we started having the oil and the gas, and our problems started. We forgot results of R&D. We even forgot how to feed ourselves. We became food and nutrition insecure and depended exclusively on the oil. Today, we have many research institutes, both in the Ministry of Science and Technology, as well as in agriculture. The basic broad objectives of these research institutes are simply our raw material utilization, the raw material development, the process formulation, equipment design and fabrication, market research studies, export promotion exercise, manpower development, and health promotion.
Professor Elemo also presented product prototypes made by FIIRO open for commercialization home and abroad. She said the institute has focused mainly on food and agro-allied processing, gulp and paper processing, packaging and product design, as well as design and fabrication of prototype equipment.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is well blessed. The thorough anti-cycling property, which we call the